Hi, welcome to the Tryforce podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show. No.
It's the Tryforce.
Z, we are back. We're talking about the most important things that we have.
Agreed.
We're talking about very, very important things today. And, I figured I'd use the time to launch into my diatribe about the 10 billion missing crabs from Alaska, because I found out that's a thing today.
I'm sorry. It's a worrying amount of crabs.
Let me make it even worse. So we were shiny hunting on stream, and I forgot, it was either Yoshi Froggy or Tech Goku that brought it up, that there were 10 billion crabs missing from Alaska, and I'm like, first of all, how would you know that? Like, how would you just know that they're like? Do you just wake up one morning and just go, significantly less crab around here? And also, how many crabs were there for you to notice 10 billion of them missing?
Right. I should hope enough to wear a number of that degree is shocking. I hope so. I hope there's literally one crab left in Alaska and he's being kept in a hyperbaric tube somewhere.
Honestly, but I was doing some research and I'm like, dude, they were snow crabs apparently. Do you know how big a snow crab can get?
Oh no! You're gonna make me Google it already. I'm already doing it.
They can get up to 2 feet long.
Oh no!
10 billion. That is 200 billion potential feet of crab. How much crab was in this place that is missing crabs?
Right. I'm disturbed.
Was the entire was the bedrock of Alaska made entirely of carapace? Is that
Communities are sinking.
Yes. How? I want to know how they found this out. And was this a gradual change, or did they just get fucking raptured? Is that just 10 billion crabs just immediately gone?
Yeah, no. What if that was just one man with Old Bay seasoning and a dream, just go out in a blaze of glory 10 billion crabs later.
The Colonel Sanders of crabs. We were talking about...
That's Admiral Sanders.
Admiral Sanders. Oh my god, we were talking about this on stream, and they probably got raptured, and I just started laughing, just imagining the horror. Imagine you're at the pearly gates, right? You're waiting in line to get entered into heaven. You're last online. Imagine the existential primordial terror as 10 billion crabs appear behind you.
It's just all you can see going down the spiral staircase.
It's just piles of crabs.
Oh my god. I don't even want to do my intro anymore. This is altering information.
I was thinking about it all this week. I'm like, the fucking crabture happened and no one said anything.
You could do a tight 15 at a comedy club around this.
I can't wrap my head around how they knew, why they knew, what had to change for them to notice 10 billion crabs missing. You know what I mean?
That's outrageous. Wow.
Wow, dude.
Alton, that is certainly a bizarre story.
Oh, we got it. We got back in. I swear to God, dude, it never ceases to amaze me how unbelievably good you are at pulling me back into the show.
I actually had to impress myself there. I'm not gonna
You have this unbreakable diamond tether on me, and you just always
Here we go.
It's ridiculous.
Come back. Here we go.
Holy crap.
Hello, Mario.
Hello, Mario.
Literally our lives.
Holy shit.
Crying. Thankfully, our starting episode is as weird as the intro was. Thankfully, I think it's going to keep running right through. I was going to do a bit about my laundry and how they do laundry on laundry lines in Italy, so I'm glad we went for 10 billion missing cribs.
Oh, God.
Because you brought up a shiny hunt, and we're going to have to bring a shiny hunt back into this episode as well.
Absolutely.
Episode 17 in this season. But Colton, a little bit of a milestone here, I would say. Our 130th episode of JoJo overall on this podcast.
Holy crap, dude.
How about it?
Absolutely crazy.
I remember when we reached 100 in part 4, and we were like, oh man. I'm like, I don't know about like 130 feels good, but it's not 150, but like, man, it's up there.
Yeah, real.
All right. So, are we ready to start with baby face and head and neck and body and shoulders and knees and toes? Baby face and head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
I don't think a baby should be using head and shoulders. If a baby needs if a baby needs dandruff protection that early, I think that's a doctor visit.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. Or in my Discord name, baby face and head and neck and body and shoulders and everything. And Discord cut me off like halfway through, so I'm kind of like glad of that.
Speaking of babies, of no uncertain origin, my good friend Warren, you might have seen him on Colton's Smash streams as Darwin, just had a baby.
Congratulations!
So Warren and Jules, I know you'll never hear this, but congratulations. I'm very excited. But I'm very excited to talk about this baby because this is one of the most wild episodes of JoJo, which I think is quite a statement.
Oh yeah, I actually before that, I just want to shout out my niece and nephew as well. If
you're right,
little babies, because I am now a double godfather.
Let's go.
So I know they will never hear this because what parent would let their child listen to this?
I want to make sure you hear your Godfather's JoJo podcast from 2023.
You know what, Everett and Maggie, when you're listening to this in 14 to 15 years, hopefully, like I just want to let you know I love you very much.
What a time capsule. So cute.
Yeah, what a time capsule. Did you know 10 billion crabs?
Let's talk about the dubious consent laptop, shall we?
Let's really hope that the crab. Let's hope that they know what snow crabs are by that point, and that they're not all crabtured.
Uncle C, why do you have so many shit stories?
Well, you see, there was a time where Taco Bell was very easily accessible.
Episode 17. Babyface in the Japanese, baby faceu, or baby head in the English dub.
I'm gonna call somebody baby head one time.
That's such a good playground insult. Fucking baby head.
Yo, it will stop someone in their tracks. Like I love insults like that. It just completely derails a whole fight.
Baby head. I'm sorry. Wait, what?
They just think about like they're lying in bed that night, like. You know, I can't. You're a fucking baby head. Like, you're just, you know.
Okay. Crazily enough, this episode aired on February 2nd, 2019 in the Japanese and March 8th, 2020 in the English dub.
Oh my God.
Crazy. Wild how, like, the part 5 JoJo English dub came around the same time as the quarantine.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh God.
Malone, who was the last, after the last two members of the Hitman team that is chasing Giorno and the gang, because they have Triss, the mysterious boss of their organization's daughter. It's back with the Italian mafia, my friends.
Oh yeah. Get your pasta. Get your pizza.
Yeah, do it. What's up next?
Vino.
Tell me, what's the third Italian thing? Go for it.
Get your vino.
Great.
Am I wrong?
Enjoy your fucking sausages later. All right, so yeah,
I'm Italian. I can say that.
last time Prosciutto and Pesci got fucked up by Bucciarati, but Bucciarati's blood gets sampled by the next opponent, Malone, who is like a purple-haired. He's kind of got like a scouter, like from Dragon Ball Z.
He really does have a scouter.
Very like fashionable outfit, I think. A great character design. Malone finds a sample of Bucciarati's blood on the train using his computer-like stand Babyface, or in the English dub, Babyhead. And the genetic information of a woman on the train, he spawns a remote-controlled baby stand.
Oh God, this was literally the worst thing I've ever witnessed. Like I've witnessed bad things in my life, but like this, being the woman who like had to see this. Like,
oh man,
I don't think there is a therapist in this world that is equipped for this.
No, yeah. It's like, look, I'm going to put you on some very heavy medication.
Yeah. Like we're just gonna pour some peroxide into your head and shake you up like a cocktail, and hopefully it all goes away.
We're gonna hypothetically, in medical terms, put the lime in the coconut.
Yeah. Have you ever had a system restore done on your computer?
This is vodka. We're gonna want you to drink this.
Oh my God. Have you ever reformatted a hard drive? My God, dude. Like,
no. Yeah. It speaks for itself. Yes. It definitely speaks for itself.
The dubious consent laptop is a fantastic way to put it.
Yeah. So this woman, now a mother, not of her own volition, it just passes out, I think. Bucciarati's crew stop on the roadside and prepare to steal a car, while Babyface Jr., got to keep track of the family lineage, of course.
Yes, unfortunately.
Babyface Jr. captures Bucciarati and Trish inside Coco Jumbo. Coco Jumbo, of course, being the turtle that has a little key in its back that allows the gang to have a little hangout waiting room. Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, everybody.
It's so good. Like, it's so good.
Love Coco Jumbo. Or as he's known in the English dub, Coco Large.
Hell yes. I just to spend a day in a Rocky's head. Like I just want to know what that world is like.
He comes across 3 or 4 different arcs of JoJo per day, I think.
Yeah. It's just, my God.
Wild. So he, Babyface Jr. tracks them down on Malone's motorcycle. So it's growing enough to use a motorcycle, using Bucciarati's DNA as a dragon radar, pretty much, to find him. Using its ability to chop up and reconstruct humans. Babyface chops up Bucciarati and Trish and seals them inside Coco Jumbo, which we were shiny hunting the entire Tryforce podcast all at once the other night. What a fun time that was. I really had a great time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And we got Coco Large!
We did get Coco Large. You were gracious enough to allow me to catch the shiny Torkoal and name it, of course, Coco Large.
Hell yeah.
So I hope the fans of the JoJo podcast will feel a sense of victory this day.
I do. I also have 2 JoJo Pokemon myself. I have my Golden Go, which is fighting gold. And I have a Jolteon named Jolteon. So,
Jolteon is amazing. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that. You're the best.
Absolutely.
To stop Giorno from telling the others, it begins to remove parts of Giorno's body, such as his mouth and eyes. Giorno then uses Gold Experience to replace the missing parts of his body and turns Golden Experience's hand into a piranha, which then attacks Babyface Jr. from the inside.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah. Giorno's ability to just put life into anything takes such crazy forms in this show and in this manga.
I guess if you have that ability and you just kind of are sitting with it all day, I guess a thought in your brain is, what if my hand was a fish?
You gotta think of that, right?
That has to be a thing that crosses your mind if you just have this ability.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a pretty wild episode. It's a pretty interesting episode for sure, because Hand Piranha, you know?
Hand Piranha is a fantastic band name. Like, that's so
There has
good.
to be 5 of you, though.
Yes, a Hand Piranha, and it's a ska band. Like,
Exactly. Hand Piranha would be a ska band that I would listen to for sure.
without a doubt. I could see them on a lineup with what was it? String Cheese Incident. Let's see.
Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yes. I could see all of them.
Right. So actually, this is a verts over, kind of a changeover episode in episode 18. Giorno tricks Babyface Jr. into merging with Malone's motorcycle and then uses a spark plug to ignite the gasoline, causing an explosion, destroying him and returning Bucciarati, Trish, and his missing body parts to normal.
Yeah, that was really cool because like Babyhead is like super durable. Like it's ridiculous. It's almost like oh my god, how did I forget his name? Yoshikage Kira. Remember his his tank? Like,
yeah,
it's almost
sheer
like,
heart attack. Yeah,
it's almost like sheer heart attack, where like because of its connection to Bucciarati, the closer it is to him, the stronger it is. So
wow.
like, yeah, which is insane. So this was like a really cool way to do it.
Yeah. The final part about this, and I think that part that kind of proves Giorno's like kind of like, you know, mean streak after, you know, Polpo and like various other villains so far. Giorno then uses parts of Babyface Jr.'s components to create a poisonous snake, which tracks down and kills Malone.
I mean, that is the first reasonable thought he's had this whole time. Like, he should absolutely, he has the ability to transform things into flying creatures too. Why not send a hawk after this motherfucker? Like, I don't get it. You know?
I think it's because a snake is sneaky and poisonous.
Well, of course.
Like once you're hit, you're hit. Like
if
you have a gun, if I have a gun, I'm gonna wait till that hawk's about a second away from me and pull the trigger.
But that's the thing. You know, you could send multiple things. The hawk is a distraction.
Right.
You know?
All right, so I didn't read the title of the episode because there still had some of the babyface stuff, and like the point of the title of the episode is coming now in episode 18. Head to Venice. In the what I can only assume is the English dub, because in the Japanese dub it's actually in Italian. At least the official title of the episode.
Really?
Which is Verso Venezia, which is head to, go to, verso, like go forward to Venice.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. So Bucciarati's gang then finds instructions from the boss to use Moody Blues to receive the boss's final orders. Moody Blues transforms into Pericolo, who was the guy who handed them Trish in the first place.
Yes.
He's like part of the organization a little bit. I can imagine he's probably a big deal. He's the one I think that made Bruno a capo, so he's got some sway. Moody Blues transforms into this guy who, having been speaking to nobody since last speaking to the boys, had planned this message to ensure the orders couldn't be intercepted. Pericolo said to recover a data disk at Venice Station that contains further instructions, then kills himself to keep the information secret. Watching this scene is wild.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's got like the Moody Blues eyes, and then he kills himself. I'm like, ah!
I'm like, you could just like, I don't know, not tell anyone. Like,
I guess you could hypothetically be tortured, right? Into giving up that information.
But like, if you were gonna kill yourself anyway, you could just die in the torture. Like, you know what I mean? You could just like run the risk of not getting tortured.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but I guess the survival instinct might kick in, and you might like start saying stuff just to stop being in pain. You know?
I don't know. People like, I would imagine he's trained for that. If he's got enough willpower to kill himself,
right?
You know,
I guess
like that's nuts.
Giorno and Misa drive towards Venice while the others remain in Coco Jumbo. However, Gaccio, another Hitman team member, catches up with their car and attacks them using the freezing ability of his stand White Album, famously the Beatles album with no art on the cover. White Album kind of takes the form of this like full body suit with like ice skates, so it like creates its own skates. Yeah. Another one where I gotta say, Colton, what are your feelings on White Album?
I really like the stand.
Yeah,
I love the fucking Mr. Freeze ass villain. Like, I love him so much. Like, that is such a cool idea. I love the idea of a stand being an accessory.
Sure.
You know, it not just like a funny punch ghost. You know,
right? Sure.
I love Star Platinum. I love the world. I love the hand. I love Crazy Diamond. But if my stand manifested as a fucking Jaeger, like, you know what I mean? Like, get me in there. Like,
my stand Iron Man, you know?
Yes, get me in there.
Yeah, I got you. That's fair. I will have to admit it. I will have to come out on live. Gaccio, great villain. White Album, White Ice, probably on the lower end of the stands that I like.
I get it. I do get it. It's definitely weird. It's weird in context with everything else, but I love that idea. I think that's so cool.
It's what Araki uses the term is an integrated stand. Like the stand and the user like work together. We've seen this with, you know, Hermit Purple, Joseph Joestar. I'm trying to think of others. Probably like I don't know if Rohan can. I've never really seen him attack using Heaven's Door, but I don't know if it's considered integrated. I
don't know. Yeah, it's I get it.
It's a really cool video from Get in the Robot where they talk about all the different kinds of stands and like the actual official names that they use for them. Really cool. They managed to shake him off by combining their stand's abilities, namely Mista just shooting his ass a bunch of times. But Gaccio catches up.
He's got like a weak spot in the back of his neck. And
that doesn't come in yet. That's not yet. That's not yet. That's next episode.
I almost made it a whole episode. God fucking damn it.
No. It's the next episode. So you're not as bad as you were during Dragon Ball Z sometimes.
All right.
But we're good. We're good. Hold on. We're getting there. So his stand is both armor and ice skates, as we mentioned. In a desperate move to defeat Gaccio, Giorno drives their car into a canal, which goes into the famous, like, to be continued next time on Jojo.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the absolute most batshit insane Jojo outro of Freakin' You by Jodachi coming out during this season. Of the outros, an interesting choice. Beloved for obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's very funny, and I just listened to it. I remember listening to it one time. I kind of left it on when you forget to skip it. And I was like, hold the fuck on. It's just one of those.
Every time I close my eyes.
I'm like, we're just gonna get right out on it, huh?
First line. They're gonna tell you what the song's about.
Holy shit, dude. I mean, anyway. I know that's what 90% of music is about, but geez, bury the lead a little.
No.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
Holy shit.
It's even better in the album version. They start with whispered "I wanna freak yous." In fact, in the beginning of the song. Episode 19, White Album / White Ice, as it's known in the English dub. White Album's ice surrounds the car in the canal, but Giorno manages to transform some car parts into grass for Mista to use as a makeshift snowboard. Right. So,
Yep.
I don't know how to explain this to the audience that hasn't seen JoJo. Because while it was happening, I'm like, totally fair. But
that's the thing about JoJo is while you're watching it, you're not taking any of it out of context. So you're not seeing how absolutely batshit crazy it is. It's so nuts. It has no business being as absolutely insane as it is, but you're watching it and you're like, oh, okay, that's the next logical step here. But like watch us. I really wish I could go back and watch JoJo having never watched it before. You know, like I just wish I could experience that again. Because I remember my friends used to show me clips out of context and I'd be like, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
Like, I just, like, anime was a mistake. I was like, you know?
No, yeah. You can feel that way if you don't experience, like, the world from the beginning. Like, you're like, yeah, no, okay, this is only happening because of this. Like, you know?
Yeah.
This is only part 5 happened because Dio nutted. Like, that's it. Like, that's like what's happening. Like,
literally.
Anyway, we've got so he's
That's
on his
a
grass.
horrible way to put it, but goddamn, is that not correct?
He's on a grass snowboard. Gachio attempts to stop him by temporarily unfreezing the canal, but Giorno reverses the grass into car parts again, so that Mista can fire a metal projectile into Gachio's forehead. So Giorno undoes Golden Experience, and it turns back into like shrapnel that that Mista can use his gun stand Sex Pistols to kind of smack into him.
It's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love Mista's stand a lot. Like, it's sometimes when they talk, sometimes I'm just like, I just wish the bullets didn't talk sometimes. But like,
no!
it's fine. It's fine. I love them. I do. But like, I'm like, now guys.
Right. No, you know? Because as I was talking about stand types earlier, Sex Pistols is actually one of the rarer ones, which is what you call a sentient stand, like one that can talk and like has its own thoughts and can take its own actions. And like, that's pretty cool. Like, if I had a stand, I would want it to talk to me. Like,
I don't know, man, because I don't know about that, because I know what I'm like, and anything manifesting from the back of my mind, I don't want talking to me. I might. I'm gonna cram that back in the box where it belongs. I would rather my stand be a mech suit.
not even Jungle Boogie. Not even
Jungle Boogie. I would love to just see in action. That's it. You know, I love to see, like, I'd love to interact with it the same way I would interact with King Kong. You know, where I'm just like,
from a distance.
From a distance, it's a monkey. Like, you know, it's
great. I aesthetically, we love it.
I understand it on a physical and a mental level, but I do not need to audibly communicate with it.
You don't want it 3 feet from your face. You know?
I don't want it 3 feet from my face. I don't want it telling me its opinions on things. I don't need it being an extension of my brain. I just need it to be big monkey, and I need to be able to fight with it. Like, that's...
I love that. Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't want Miss Murder talking to me either.
Yeah, exactly. Like, imagine that all the time.
Yeah,
you know, imagine having to feed your stand. Like, imagine the abject horror of like bringing it to a restaurant. No one else can see it, and like, it's just sometimes your food floats into it. Like.
They just unload a revolver onto the table.
Exactly.
Sir, are you here to order? Like,
literally.
However, as a shame for Mista, Gachio's armor is bulletproof, except for, Colton called it, a small breathing hole on the back of his neck.
Absolutely. You know, big glowing weak spot.
Yep.
That's it.
Mista attempts to shoot into the hole, but Gachio uses an ability that he calls White Album Gently Weeps to freeze parts of the air solid, causing the bullet to ricochet, eventually hitting Mista's chest. So it's kind of like from Naruto, like the crystal ice mirrors, like bouncing shit all around. But yeah, Gently Weeps is a really cool name for an inter ability of this stand, because the White Album of the Beatles was the first time that While My Guitar Gently Weeps, George Harrison was on that album.
Yeah, like it's a really cool stand power too. Like, what a creative way to use it. Literally just create obstacles out of thin air. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it really, like, while we were fighting and while we were doing this and while we knew his weakness and while we were expecting it to be Jojo as hell, it didn't. He was like, nah, actually, I've got this other ability, and I love when stand users have a sub ability. That's why I love Kiro so much, obviously.
Yeah.
But, oh my god, the sub ability is sick. Like, obviously, I'm such a big fan of, like, Starfinger. He uses it twice. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I love it so much. Like, they're cool. You know, they add an extra layer. Like, what other stands have sub abilities? I like to think that, like, the way that stands work are similar to how, like, the characters in Dragon Ball Z work. The more they train, the more they find out things that they can do, the more techniques that they find out that they can do.
I'm about to bring you back to Stardust Crusaders. We got Avdol, Crossfire Hurricane. We've got Noriaki Kakyoin with the 30 feet unblockable Emerald Splash. We got Polnareff when he could shoot his fucking bullets around. Sub abilities for stands has been around since stands really started.
The world.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
You know, like, that's so cool. And I also love the idea that there are people that potentially have the exact same stand.
Wild.
Like, that's so cool. Like, JoJo is so much fun. If only these motherfuckers would practice. Like, just please work on it a little bit. Like, I never got that about shows like this. If you know this is a thing you can do, why would you not every day be out figuring out what the hell else it can do?
Right, fuck a day job. I have a fucking stand. I don't care.
I can, like, I can summon a monkey with a tie. Why am I working? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna take this motherfucker to Times Square, get some tips.
Literally, what else can it do? Like, it's just so crazy. I love that idea so much.
So they were here in order to try to find the data disk. Unfortunately, Gachio finds a statue which contains the data disk and shatters it. Because he can freeze shit, so he just freezes it and shatters it. So the boys won't know where the final mission from the boss is for right now. Giorno inspires Mista to allow himself to be shot by his own ricocheting bullets, this allowing him to use his blood to block Gachio's vision and force him onto a broken lamppost, impaling him through the neck.
Oh yeah.
Gachio attempts to protect himself by freezing his blood, while also reflecting a bullet using Gently Weeps towards Mista's head. So, this guy does not go down, and that's kind of one of the big things I dislike about the character of the stand. I can respect Sauce. I can respect Sauce. I can respect that two of the more powerful members of the Bucci gang are facing him down right now, and he is not relenting. I can respect that. I respect Gachio, but I was just like, dude, it's been 21 minutes. I need you to fucking. Yeah. It's been a collective 40 minutes, Gachio. I'm gonna need you to go down, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I do get it. You know, but like that's what you would do in that situation. Like you're
Sure.
fighting literally everything to survive. So I get it, but like just have Mista just kind of push on his chest a little bit.
Yeah.
Go down.
Yeah.
Go.
Jojo has one of these every season. Like there was Vanilla Ice in Stardust Crusaders. He like survived forever, like killed off major members of the gang. Like definitely did a lot more than other villains did in part 4. I'm honestly kind of struggling to think, but like Kira lasted long enough to outlast anybody, you know, but he was the main villain of the part. Like
that's why I'm okay with that. Kira was fine, you know, because we knew that was the big bad, and like good, fine. I love the big bad taking 25 years to die. Great,
right.
But like this random. Like, I don't want to say it like this, but this random fucking pissant that we, like, you know what I mean? Like, just.
Yeah, man. Gachio found his way into the JoJo fighting game. There's a lot of love for Gachio out there for good reason.
So he knew somebody. That's all.
I love the character. I love how he gets mad at shit that doesn't make sense. That's me. Like I love that he gets mad at shit that doesn't make sense. I'm like, God, I hate how the world works.
Yeah, I feel that. As an autistic person, I understand that. It makes my blood boil when shit doesn't make sense.
Right.
Oh man.
So Gaccio attempted to protect himself by freezing his own blood so that it didn't, leak, while also doing gently weeps to reflect a bullet towards Mista's head. Giorno steps in, immediately healing Mista's wound and forcing Gaccio further onto the metal with repeated kicks, killing him. Giorno then heals Mista's injuries. That leading to a hilarious bit where Narancia is sent to go find Mista and Giorno, but Mista, trying to be, quote unquote, not gay, refuses to let Giorno touch him. And so we just have a repeat of Avdol and Joseph getting stuck together in part 3. It's just Araki's like, look how homosexual this looks like.
Fellas, is it gay to let your homie bring you back from near death?
Men will literally die before they hold hands.
That is not true. That is not true, and you know it.
It's true. It's true. Episode 20, the final mission from the boss. Episode 20, Bucciarati's crew arrives in Venice and read the final mission from the boss on the restored data disk. The instructions are for only one person to take Trish to the top of a bell tower on the... sorry, let me take that one more time. The instructions are for one person to take Trish to the top of the bell tower of the church on the island. There was a lot of V's. San Giorgio Maggiore. So San Giorgio Maggiore is like an island that just pretty much has a church on it. Like Italy does this a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot of islands.
That sentence brought me back to something I was thinking about the other day.
Oh boy.
Do you ever just I know, I'm sorry to derail this, but
no, I want to know.
I want to get your opinion on this.
Please. Now I want to know even more.
Have you ever just stared at a word for so long that you begin to question if it's spelled right? And you know it is? I was staring at the word the other day, and I'm like, there is just no fucking way. It's, you know what I mean? There is absolutely no way it looks like this.
No, I literally, it's so crazy. Once again, brain trust, because I was literally thinking about that the other day. I was teaching a lesson on bias, and I was like, fuck you, that's a word. No fucking way. BIAS? Come on, we're just making shit up now. Meanwhile, it's rooted in Latin or something.
I love the idea. I love the new Tryforce canon that we both have the same thoughts at exactly the same times, and we just don't know. Right. What else is happening that we're doing?
We gotta ask Rain if they hate any words.
Rain was probably like, oh shit, I was thinking about that on Monday. Oh my god. Whew.
So the gang gets to the gang gets to the island. Bucciarati takes Trish ashore. He's going to be the one person to bring her to the top of the bell tower. But Trish also wears one of Giorno's ladybug brooches to use as a tracking device, while the others wait in their speedboat. Because the others don't even want to step foot onto the island because the boss said one person. That's how much fear this guy pretty much inspires.
Yeah, I mean, this unknowing, all-powerful, unknowable person, that just knows everything that happens at all times. Yeah, I'd be a little afraid, just a little bit.
I would say so, yeah. And you've come this far. This girl is actually safe. This was what the gang was doing from the beginning. So they don't want to fuck it up at the very 11th hour. So
yeah, exactly.
I get that as well, especially in the mafia, where if you fuck up, it's death. It's
yeah.
So Bucciarati and Trish ascend the tower's elevator, but when they arrive at the top, Bucciarati discovers that Trish has disappeared and that he is only holding her severed hand, which leads to one of the best Trish. Oh my god, I love that shit. Bucciarati has a flashback to his youth when he first joined Passione and realizes that the boss intends to kill his daughter to protect his own identity. Bucciarati then follows the boss and manages to attach Giorno's ladybug tracker to him before he disappears. This is a extremely tense scene because it's in a church. They're like in the basement of a church. There's like stone stairs and towers, and it's in the dark.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like, the second you walk into this place, you know only one person is walking out. It's just like, oh God. Especially as soon as they told you that one person is allowed on the island, like, that should have been a hint enough. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know what happens here, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if the villain who's eventually going to reveal himself, you know, we've obviously dropped the name before, but I'm just like, in the sake of the tension for right now, I'm not going to mention his name. I feel like, I don't know if he like caught wise to the whole Giorno's ladybug brooch tracker thing or not, but it seems like this was probably his idea from the beginning, essentially.
Yeah.
So, whatever, you know? So the thing is that Bucciarati can like zip around in like hyperspace with his zippers, with Zipperman, with sticky fingers, excuse me, using the English dub name. So he like goes and hides behind a pillar, and he's like, okay, I'll do this, and then I'll surprise him, I'll get Trish. And then the mysterious boss just goes, Bruno Bucciarati. And I'm like, oh my God. Like he's like,
yeah, literally.
Nothing scarier than thinking you're hidden and somebody knowing you're there. Terrifying.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Whew. So Bucciarati tries to attack the boss and reconnects Trish's hand. However, the boss uses his stand, King Crimson, to erase time and effortlessly avoid Bucciarati's attacks. So erasing time is pretty much the simplest way you can describe what King Crimson does, because I'll be perfectly real with you. I still don't know what the motherfucker does, but
yeah, it's weird. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, it literally just like, you know what? There's an episode of Futurama that explains it.
The blips, right?
Yeah. With the Globetrotters and shit. It's literally
my
that.
Favorite episode. My favorite episode. Actually, probably contains my favorite Professor Farnsworth line where he goes, "Good God, sweet Clyde is right." Sorry, continue.
Oh my God. And it's my team of mutant atomic Superman. And that's such a good shot for a man with a cannon in his chest. I just love that show so much.
Fantastic.
But like, yeah, it's literally that, you know, like he just like cuts time out.
Yeah, like it just didn't happen, essentially. Like
it's so crazy.
It's the opposite of Dio. It's like, we're not stopping time. We're getting rid of the time that has passed, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Wild. Having appeared behind Bucciarati, King Crimson pushes his fist all the way through Bucciarati's chest in an attempt to kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we thought the MC was dead. Like,
yeah, literally.
One of the MCs, the Joe Bro.
We've seen this before where he's just like, he stopped his own heart, which was, oh God, that scene still makes me squeamish.
Jojo, like, yeah.
Oh God. But, you know, like, we saw that, you know, we've seen that Bucciarati has like done the impossible and come back to life, but it just doesn't seem like it this time.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like this is like his theme song starts playing and it starts raining kind of shit, you know, like this is it. Like,
oof. No, hard to feel like you're coming back from that, even in Jojo. Yeah. All right, episode 21, The Mystery of King Crimson, or in the English dub, The Mystery of Emperor Crimson.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know which one I like better. Obviously, King Crimson is the name of the band, but like...
But the alliteration, too, you know, like...
I would have loved, like, Crimson Emperor would have sounded.
Ooh,
dope
yeah,
as
that sounds
shit.
Good.
I would love that. But yeah, that's episode 21. Back on the boat, laddie. Back on the boat, Bucciarati's crew wait for their leader while Giorno tracks the boss by following the ladybug. However, Giorno realizes that the group is experiencing erased time, with none of them remembering what had happened in between. Meanwhile, inside the church, Bucciarati lies bleeding from King Crimson's attack. Just as the boss is about to kill Trish, he is suddenly encased within a turtle made by Giorno's gold experience that replicates Coco Jumbo's stand ability. I don't remember that. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've watched Jojo plenty, but I don't even remember that happening. How can he do that? How he's giving okay. All right, he is giving the turtle
maybe
that
he's like
he
the
made
Arceus of stands. Like he's like the Arceus of stands. Like he can just make them.
Oh,
like
God.
Ridiculous.
Scary. Anyway, Bucciarati drops the turtle through the floor into an underground stream. However, King Crimson quickly reappears and prepares to attack again. Bucciarati uses his remaining energy to grab Trish and use sticky fingers to lift them both to the floor above. Giorno finds and heals Bucciarati, while Bucciarati's body appears to be deceased for a few seconds. He eventually begins moving again, making for a relatively important plot point as well for later down the line.
Yeah, literally.
So yeah, Giorno goes to heal him, but he's like, wait a minute. He's not alive. He's not bleeding from his wounds. I can't do anything to that because it happened. I think earlier in the show, like Giorno was like, I can't bring somebody back to life. Like I can't do that. So
yeah, I mean that seems to be the general rule of shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Whew. Giorno, sorry, hold on. Giorno signals the others who arrive before King Crimson can reach Giorno and Bucciarati. The boss determines that he cannot fight all of the stand users present without revealing his identity and decides to withdraw, allowing them to escape with Trish. So this shows again how very, very committed the boss is to not revealing his identity. Because, like,
yeah,
end of day, he probably could, but he can't do it without somebody possibly figuring out who he is and then getting away and then spreading who he is, and then everybody that he's ever wronged, which should be quite a laundry list, could find him.
Yeah, like that. It's just, but like, how? All right, so who knew that that Trish was the boss's daughter?
Everybody, just the boys. The boys knew Trish was the boss's daughter, but then the Hitman team figured it out because they had originally tried to go after Trish, and then his friends got turned into a Monet. So then they kind of stopped doing that, but now they're like, oh, they're with Bucciarati. Now this must be the boss's daughter. This must be for real.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Some shit like that. Yeah, on the dock, Bucciarati pierces his hand on a metal spike, but does not react in pain or bleed, confusing Giorno. Spooky. Bucciarati explains his decision to protect Trish is going against the organization and gives the crew the choice of either following him or betraying their organization. One by one, Abacchio, Mista, and Giorno join Bucciarati. However, the exception so far is both Narancia, who doesn't really know what to do, is still on the fence, and Fugo. Let's talk about Fugo.
Do we have to?
Not after this. Never again after this, actually. Yeah, so Fugo says, fuck y'all. Organization for life. This is wrong. We're going against the organization. This isn't like you, Bucciarati. And he's a fucking little bitch and, like, bitches out after the lady that he's been trying to protect this whole time tries to be doesn't try to be, but is almost murdered by her father, hypothetically. But he's just like, he just doesn't go along with the gang.
Which I don't understand because, like, wasn't this well known in the beginning that this was the plan?
Yeah.
Like, they talked about this as soon as Giorno showed up. Like, they were talking about it before Giorno showed up.
Right.
So, like, what the fuck changed?
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I guess, you know, I think, like, Fugo, like, was kind of saved by Bucciarati as, like, all the other gang members, you know, were. But, like, I think he probably values, like, not dying, I guess. That's the only, like, I guess,
So
sense
he's
I
a
could put
bitch.
into that decision. Like,
he's a bitch. That's all it is.
he is a bitch. He is a little bitch.
I don't get it. Like, dude, you have the most powerful stand there by far.
Almost, yeah. I'd
What
say.
are you, like, what are you doing? How could you possibly? And he's immune to his own virus, right?
Yeah.
So, dude, just what?
No, here's the thing. Is like when I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's fucking lame as hell. But I expected Fugo to like come back as a villain and they would have to fight their friend and like him and Narancia would have to fight because they were close or something. But you just never see him again. You see him like once in like a throwaway bit, but like that's it. I'm like, what the fuck? That's weird.
Yeah, that sucked. Like, that could have been a great fight if they wanted to do that. But, dude, like, oh, God, that sucks. That really was the worst part of part 5 by far.
So annoying, so saddening, so deadening to you. You're like, okay, whatever, loser.
So anticlimactic. Like, it just sucks the tension out of the whole situation.
I don't know.
Like,
maybe Araki got tired of drawing him. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
he's not ridiculous enough. Like,
Later, a mysterious person orders Squalo.
yeah. Oh my God, these fucking
I
goobers.
fucking love those guys, man. A member of the boss's elite guard squad over the phone for Bruno Bucciarati and Giorno Giovanna to be taken dead or alive, which, if we're talking about Jojo, would be a pretty cool name for a stand.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got episode 22, The G in Guts, it's called. While Bucciarati's remaining crew, I love that. That's fucking hilarious. Even the fucking wiki calls his ass out. While Bucciarati's remaining crew stops for lunch, Narancia accidentally splashes red wine onto a man's white suit. When the man demands compensation, the paranoid crew member thinks he is an enemy and savagely beat him.
Oh my God, this is the scene. This is the meme bit.
The
it's
best.
It's so good.
An amazing visual gag. So
I feel like when Fugo when Abakio joins in, fucking, I feel like that's just like Rain is Abakio and you and I are just like brain melded on a certain
pounding
like,
on him.
We're just brain melded into an opinion, and then Rain just like consumes the content and then joins us.
Sips wine, continues beating men.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean anytime you have like 3 characters where like 2 of them are crazy and one of them is crazy but more refined about it, it's a great meme to use all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's just a little pinky out sip of the red wine and then just the gut kicks.
The vicious shit kicking. Like, it's just so good.
Oh my lord. Meanwhile, Trish reveals that her father's origins are in the Italian island of Sardinia, and they decide to travel there after leaving Venice. While eating, Narancia finds the metallic fish stand Clash in his soup. It suddenly attacks him, biting off his tongue and rendering him speechless.
They had such an opportunity to name this thing Real Big Fish.
I'm gonna have, yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna, once the next stand gets explained, I'm gonna have to go with my alternate title for it as well. But Real Big Fish is pretty fucking funny. So he sees that the Clash is able to teleport between nearby bodies of liquids such as water, wine, and soup, but he is unable to warn the others. After Giorno replaces Narancia's tongue, Narancia starts giving them false information, forced to do so by the stand currently occupying his mouth, talking head. Or, yeah.
Oh God, that sucks.
Yeah, that thing is crazy.
Oh my lord. Like, that, what a terrible stand.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's like, you know what it was? Remember that one in Stardust Crusaders, the one that was like stuck to Joseph's arm?
It's the same thing. Yep. Definitely.
It's literally that tier of stand. And I'm just like, ew,
which has lashed itself onto the base of his new tongue. Do you want to know what my alternate name for this would be?
Sure.
Smash Mouth.
That's pretty good. I like that one a lot.
The group are observed from afar by the twin members of the elite guard squad, Tizano and Squalo.
They hit it so hard every single time.
Every time.
I would love it if like after a while they just got really horrific with it. Like just the last time they just get slower and slower every time.
They are the users of the stands Clash and Talking Head, which in the we'll get to the English titles for those in a little bit.
Yeah, really.
While the others try to figure out what's happening with Narancia, he directs them to a washroom where he tries to remove all traces of liquid, even his blood, to stop the Clash from reappearing. Just as the others leave the room, a leaking pipe enables the Clash to emerge from a puddle on the floor and attack Giorno, biting him on the neck.
Oh yeah, this was like that's a crazy stand. Like any tiny little body of water.
Yeah.
Like my God.
It's not even remotely I would say picky about it. It doesn't discriminate.
No, not at all.
Yeah, like if there's like I think he even like goes into probably like condensation, like stuff like that. Crazy.
Like a bead of sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Like
True.
Oh my God, no thank you. I'm good.
I got episode 23, Clash and Talking Head, or in the English dub, Crush and Talking Mouth.
There it is.
I gotta say, Talking Head to Talking Mouth is an interesting jump. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, Talking Mouth is a fantastic name just in general. It's hilarious because it's like Talking Mouth. Yes.
Yes, it does. Thank you for asking.
It does do that. Driving car. Like it just
Flying plane. Squalo uses Clash to teleport Giorno to various water sources, making it difficult for Narancia to keep up. Giorno once again allows Narancia to shoot him with Aerosmith so that the gun residue can make it easier to track the Clash, allowing Narancia to wound Squalo as a result. Squalo and what's that?
No, I was gonna say yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So second time in like 2 days, Giorno lets himself get shot.
Literally.
Squalo and Tizano get the upper hand by using Narancia to lead the rest of Bucciarati's crew into a kitchen with a gas leak, forcing Narancia to tell Mista to shoot it with Sex Pistols, causing an explosion. Wild. So yeah, he sure does that. Sure does happen.
He do be doing that.
What a moron. I love him. But before the Clash drags him away again, Giorno instructs Narancia to find the stand users. So he's asking, like, go attack the user. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about the stand. Go take down the user so that the stand will stop.
Yeah, exactly.
With the rest of the crew incapacitated, Narancia runs into the streets to track down Squalo and Tizano by himself. He cuts off his own tongue. Baller. So painful, probably.
Oh God, yeah. Like this is ouch.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I saw that and like I had like a cold sore at the time while I was watching that, and I'm like, imagine that, but like a million times worse. Like and forever.
Oh,
like
no.
Oh God.
I don't want this thing to start talking to me.
No, I'm good.
He replaces cuts out his own tongue containing Talking Head and replaces it with one of Giorno's ladybug brooches, the trackers, causing Tizano to panic and drastically change his breathing patterns. You know what happens when somebody breathes too hard around Narancia. This allows Narancia to locate Tizano and open fire on him with Aerosmith, tracking the carbon dioxide in his breath. Tizano sacrifices himself to give it. They're gay, right? Like, they're definitely gay. Like, 100%. Like, I've never been so sure about anything in my life.
Yes, they are absolutely 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
gotta be.
there's no way. Like, look at them.
Right. It's like
Look at them for half a second. Dude, it does not take a brain surgeon.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
and like even in Jojo that stretches that boundary every once in a while, it was pretty fucking clear. Like
yes, 100%. And if Iraqi came out tomorrow and said that they're not, I'm like writing a letter. I'm writing an angry email. Like, how? Show your work.
Listen to me.
I just... Have you seen two straight men interact and done anything? Like, have you seen a more polar opposite situation?
It's so good because it's so tender, the sacrifice.
It is. Like,
Tiziano sacrifices himself to give Squalo a chance to attack by providing a nearby body of liquid for Clash to teleport to his own blood. So, really went down for his man.
absolutely. Like, that kind of made me sad.
Yeah, a little bit, you know, like
if they were gonna go out, like they should have went out at the same time.
I gotta agree.
You know?
I gotta agree. Squalo has Clash bite Narancha's throat, but Narancha withstands Clash's attack and kills Squalo as well. With the two enforcers defeated, Bucciarati's crew head out of Venice in the canals toward the airport to catch a plane to Sardinia. So I think we'll go for 24 and 25 and wrap it up, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Pretty sick. Episode 24. Very excited about this one. Notorious B.I.G. in the Japanese stuff.
Motherfuckers, come on!
I got 7 McElevens standing.
Oh my god.
Or in the English dub, for absolutely no reason, Notorious Chase.
Why?
I have no idea.
Where?
I have no earthly idea, actually.
Maybe that was the name of someone in the office. Like, maybe Chase was a shithead and they're just like, Notorious Chase.
Every office has a Chase.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude. Ridiculous. All right. The group manages to secure an airplane after escaping Venice, with Abakio using Moody Blues to fly the plane by replaying its pilot's actions.
Fucking what?
It's like, if Abakio sneezes, this whole thing's going down. Like,
I don't trust that for a goddamn second. Are you? Because what happened? Like, what do you mean? The pilot is dead, is he not? Like,
you know Jojo and planes, man.
yo, there's very clearly an end of that recording. So, like, why?
I have no idea. I have no earthly idea. This stand is maybe one of the most nebulous that has ever existed. Oh man! As they prepare to leave, a hostile stand user named Carne, which is just Italian for meat, approaches them on the runway.
I want that nickname. I want that nickname so bad.
Carne Easy Special.
No, I would love somebody to just call me meat. Like, that would be so funny.
You
wow.
fucking bunch of meat.
Such. If your nickname is meat, you are above us. That's like, wow.
A hostile stand user named Carne appears on the runway, but Mista shoots and kills him.
Do you think because he's one of the antagonists, he's evil con carne?
Evil con carne. Somehow I knew you were going to make that joke before you even made that joke. I don't know how that works at all.
Oh god, because we speak the same language, and that language is really dumb. Like, oh god.
During the flight, Giorno discovers that Carne's stand, a Notorious B.I.G., a flesh-eating blob, has activated after his death and has attached itself to Giorno's right arm. Which, we're going into stand types one more time, we've got the posthumous stand, which can only happen after the death of the user, which is wild. We've seen that before with Cheap Trick.
Yes.
And we're going to see that again in the next part 6. Whenever you're finished watching that, by the way, I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it.
Same. So are we. Yeah. Dope. So Notorious B.I.G. is just this flesh-eating blob machine thing.
Which is crazy because like I don't get the idea of posthumous stands because like isn't the users like I don't know being alive tied to the stand's existence?
No, well they are just reflections of life energy essentially. They are essentially like animals can have stands. We've seen that before. Stands can manifest as objects. It is a wild range of things truly. So I've heard it a long time ago that because of the law of conservation of matter, we're getting in pretty deep here, which famously is matter cannot be created or destroyed. Like, we don't die after our death. We kind of move on. Our energy has to go somewhere. And that's why,
of course,
if you're a ghost person, like a person having a lot of energy tied to one place or like positive or negative feelings tied to one place or one person, that energy carries on in some way. So I see stands as reflections of energy. So as a result, like they are matter, and matter cannot be created or destroyed. That's why fuck it. It's like completely like Dio comes back how many times? Like it's fine. Like
true. Yeah. All right. Fine. Yeah. All right. So they're literal fucking ghosts, is what they are.
Pretty
right?
much. Punch ghosts. Cool. Heavy on the coast.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. 100%. So it latches onto Giorno's right arm and starts eating it. Because he's all about that meat, Mista shoots Giorno's right arm off, but Notorious B.I.G. tracks its foes by their movement and absorbs their energy, attacks Sex Pistol's bullets, severely injuring Mista. So, it's not only like, gives like the good suck, it also is kind of like, its vision is based on movement, and like movement itself, unless it's very, very slow, it's going to target whatever the next fastest thing is. That's how it actually managed to catch up with them in the first place. So
that's so insane. Like that it can just move as fast as the fastest thing in its sight.
Yeah. It's kind of like that thing of like the snail assassin question,
but no, that the whole point of the snail assassin question is the fact that the snail moves so fucking slow.
Now take the snail assassin question and make it fast.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, that's the worst part about this.
You know what? If that is the case, if we're working on the snail assassin principle, I'm moving next to an airport. There is no point where I am not where there is no point in that snail's existence where I am the fastest thing in its sight. There's nothing.
It's just going to be chasing people around JFK for the rest of its life.
Exactly. If that is the principle, I'm moving near an airport, it zips to Japan, and then it's like zipping all over the world. There is no point in its vicinity where I am the fastest thing in its view.
That's actually kind of how they end up beating the stand in the next episode. So we're going to come back to that.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was a crazy way to beat it.
Genius. As Araki can do, for sure, and only him. Narancia attacks with Aerosmith, but then he too is targeted and injured by Notorious B.I.G. Deeming Notorious B.I.G. to be indestructible, Giorno forces it to latch onto his remaining left arm and manages to dispose of it by severing his arm and sending it out of the plane. Since Golden Experience's powers come from his fists, Giorno can neither fight nor heal the wounds of himself, Mista, or Narancia. So Giorno got no arms, looking like the Black Knight and Monty Python right now.
He got. Oh, do I do it? Do I go for it?
It's just a flesh.
Do I fucking say he got disarmed?
Press the button.
Already said it.
Press the fucking button.
God damn.
What are you talking about? Like
some of the. You know what, man? I guess some of the best fruit is laying right on the ground.
Absolutely.
It's
no.
Like,
you earned that.
I appreciate that. I'm just like, oh man. Oh, that's funny.
I knew you had something up your sleeve.
Absolutely. Well, not anymore. I don't exactly have them. So
Bucciarati relays the attack to Abacchio and takes the wounded inside of the turtle. Alone, Trish is approached by Notorious B.I.G., which was chasing the quickest moving object nearby, being the plane itself. So so that's kind of how it could be for you. It would be just be chasing planes for the rest of its life until it lands, and then hopefully another plane lands soon. But it'll get tied up on the highway. You'll be fine.
Yep, exactly. Like, it's just, don't worry about it. You know, I will never be the fastest thing that it can see. So that's fine.
You just
We're good.
go piss in the middle of the night. It's just at the window. You're just like,
but then a plane zips by and it's like,
gotta go. The stand does not pursue her, and she remains still. Instead, approaching one of Giorno's. I hate this. So Giorno's got the ladybug brooch. We brought it up a bunch of times. But he tried to create a hand for himself using the brooch and giving it life. So the sentence is, the stand doesn't pursue her, being Notorious B.I.G., when she remains still, instead approaching one of Giorno's throbbing brooches.
oh, that is the worst description I've heard so far. I hate that.
Which is in the process of transforming into one of Giorno's hands. Trish realizes that Giorno had created a brooch replicating one of his hands before cutting his arm off, which, when attached, could allow him, Mista, and Narancia to recover. So, quick thinking from Giorno. He might be cutting off his own limbs, but he has a backup plan.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he better. Like...
So, we're going to get into our final episode for tonight, which is episode 25, which in the English... in the Japanese dub is known as Spice Girl. Spice up your life, Colton.
Hell yeah.
And in the English dub...
Do you know what the fuck is like... Why am I hearing like Spice Girls news in 2023?
There's
like,
a lot of it around recently.
Why?
I don't know exactly why.
Just like... I thought they were just like hanging out.
Yeah.
I really just thought they were done.
I thought you were in your post-famous career. Like,
yeah, like, aren't you like just civilians now? Like, I don't know.
It is like kind of like from The Boys, right? Like once the Spice Girls all get together, like that's when they're at their full power, because like alone they're not like, you know? So maybe they're consolidating their power for a big move.
Yeah, right. The extra spice.
Speaking of spice, the English dub pronunciation for Spice Girl is Spicy Lady.
Okay, it can't be.
It is Spicy Lady is the name of the stand in the English dub, 100%.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Oh man, no, I mean, I like it. It's one of the only stands where I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, you know what, whatever. Like, there's stands called crazy shit. Like, I can accept Spicy Lady, whatever. Yeah. I happen to know several Spicy Ladies. They're quite fine, I think. You know? I see no reason.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Trish tries to acquire Giorno's brooch without attracting Notorious B.I.G.'s attention by moving slowly. However, it attacks her. Trish, in danger, unintentionally awakens her stand, Spice Girl, who explains that it has the ability to make any surface softer and rubber-like. So, we've got Spice Girl. We heard from earlier, we saw earlier that Trish had stand powers, but if I remember, like, they were like fire powers? I don't know, really, at all. But Giorno Bruciati was like, oh, well, I think she has a stand. But now it, like, fully manifests into Spice Girl, which I think that he had the name picked out, but I don't think he had the power nailed down yet when he tried to hint that Trish had a stand. Because fire, spice, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I can't remember. If I'm getting that right in the first place. Everybody, you know, get into my mentions on Twitter and tell me.
Excuse me, Z, would you talk about the Spice Girls on the podcast?
I liked it when Colton and Zach talked about the Spice Girls. So also, because I don't think the name has a lot to do with the power. Like, it makes it softer and more rubber-like, but Spice Girl.
No, I mean, what does the Clash have to do with a fish that can jump in the puddles?
I guess, okay.
You know, like,
all right.
Like, it's whatever.
I get it.
Shit.
I get it.
What is Golden Experience about Giorno's thing? Like
the gold experience of life, Colton, of course.
Oh God. Moody Blues. All right. Give me something from Moody Blues. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You got it. You got it. Give me 6 to 8 business days. Spice Girl tricks Notorious B.I.G. into repeatedly attacking a ticking clock that renders it elastic, making it indestructible. While it is distracted, Spice Girl slowly but firmly pierces the stand with a pipe, causing it to evaporate. What? So weird. But okay.
Yeah.
So eventually, we hear Spice Girl talking to Trish. It's another sentient stand, just like Sex Pistols and any of the other examples that we have. But it's pretty cool. Even though we really only see it here, it's pretty cool. Abby did a great drawing of Trish and Spice Girl, just like the heads of the character in the stand. And it's on my wall, and I actually really enjoy it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a cool design, the stand, I think.
Oh, yeah, and this is another sentient stand.
Yes.
Like, which is cool. For anyone to have a sentient stand, I'm glad it's Trish.
True. I hope that Trish and Spicy Lady have a long history together, her and Spice Girl.
Absolutely.
Finally safe, Trish returns to the cockpit and informs Bucciarati of Notorious B.I.G.'s attack, but a portion of it managed to travel through the wall and attack the engine in the rear of the plane, causing it to grow massively and fill up half of the interior of the airplane. Trish again uses Spice Girl to turn the cockpit of the plane into a makeshift parachute, while Notorious and B.I.G. and the rest of the airplane crash into the Tyrrhenian Sea. I hope I pronounced that right. Tyrrhenian? I've heard it both ways.
I think so, yeah.
Not the Mediterranean. Tyrrhenian. Notorious B.I.G. remains trapped in the ocean due to the constantly moving waves chasing them for eternity. Crazy.
Now, oh my God, imagine a ship just kind of happening by that.
That's it. That's the only other way it could probably come back in. But who's to say the ships are moving faster than the waves? Because I don't know if that's true. It could be.
But maybe a speedboat?
True. Very true.
I don't know.
I just think that they're in the dead ass middle of the sea. I don't think that's a place where a speedboat would be going. I think they're for shallower water.
True.
I don't know.
Like a barge maybe is going. But
barge.
You think a barge is going slow, but they're going 80 miles an hour. They're big ass boats. It just looks like they're going slow. Right. So maybe, I don't know.
I have no idea. We'll have to check it out. Science side of our listeners, please tell us.
Yeah.
Thanks to Giorno's hand being, fully developed from his brooch, Giorno is able to heal himself and the others, and they arrive on Sardinia undetected. However, the boss senses that they have survived and that Trish has awakened to her stand. Fearing that she may recall her youth at Costa Smeralda, he decides to travel to Sardinia alone to prevent anyone from discovering his identity. So Costa Smeralda is in Sardinia. It's kind of like an area. It's like a place that, they hypothetically, grew up in, because she revealed that her father is from Sardinia. So the boss now finally taking action himself, which we haven't really seen him do. So that's scary as hell.
Yeah, and it only gets more and more insane from here, and this is where part 5 really got ooh baby for me. I was this is peak JoJo coming up.
Yeah, no. It has its own special place for everybody, I think. But yeah, I'm very excited that we talked about JoJo today. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm Z. You can find me on the internet at various places. Join me, why don't you, on any of my future endeavors. Colton.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitch at CEasy Special. I do things sometimes. I wish I had a stream schedule, but I don't. So
nice.
I stream at least twice a week. Usually it's at the beginning, at the end, and at the end of the week. I just don't have a set schedule. But I'm gonna start trying to do that so you guys can be more up to speed on when I'm doing things. But yeah, if you want to find me, CEasy Special on literally anything. I'm there. So
all right, Colton, I have a question to end us off.
Is it about crabs?
It is not about crabs. crabs. It's not regarding crabs in any fashion.
Okay. All right.
What is your, because I think in between maybe the last time we talked about JoJo and now we have some JoJo news in the community. Part 9 has dropped 2 episodes.
Oh my God.
Not 2 episodes, 2 issues so far of the Part 9 manga of JoJo, which I'm going to try to avoid any and all spoilers for, except for this one that it is set in Hawaii. So,
ooh, aloha.
My big question is to you, Colton. Aside from the places that it's been, which, you know, we got Britain, we've got, I believe, America, briefly.
Oh, yeah, that was part 2.
Mexico, we've got a bunch of different places that JoJo has been. Italy, Egypt, Japan, Florida. Where is your dream JoJo location? If the series
Canada.
were to... Okay. Tell me why.
Because think of how hilarious that would be.
Why?
Just imagine a JoJo saying A every other sentence. I just need to see a JoJo drinking bagged milk. Like, that's, you know what I mean? I need to see that. I need to see them try to justify why Canada is better than the rest of the world.
Right.
I need it. I need to see that.
Yeah.
I want a Canadian smug JoJo.
I love that, dude. That's really funny, actually. I was not expecting that, really. I'm gonna lie. Wow. Oh, my God. That is funny. Yeah, no. Definitely like
like a Quebec Canada, like a Quebec JoJo. Like I need that.
Manitoba, am I right? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
I would
not quite French JoJo.
Stop.
And then they need to have a Joe Bro that's from Louisiana.
Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. I love that.
You know?
What are you doing here?
The 2 not Frenches coming together.
I would have to say, for me, it would be Australia. I want to see an Australian
That would be
JoJo,
funny.
and I want it to be like very like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, I want it crazy.
How unbelievable would it be if they printed the entire manga upside down?
Wait, what?
Because it's in Australia.
What do you fucking mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's on the other side of the world. It's a joke.
You're so stupid. Good night, everybody. I have to teach Colton geography. All right, open your textbook, motherfucker. No. Good night, everybody.